All right, everyone. So, if you watched our previous episode, we had talked about quarterbacks that we would not draft in fantasy football for one reason or another. This time, we're taking it to the guys that are running behind the line and everything, trying to get those yards in a PPR league. We were talking about the diamonds, the big gets, the running backs, as we would say. So, with all that being said, stick around because you might learn something. So, hitting that intro on a three, a two, a one.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round by Show, where we bring you all football all the time. And today we have another fantasy football episode. And today we're going to be talking about do not draft running backs. And if you watched our previous video of do not draft quarterbacks, you kind of already know who I'm going to mention on today's episode. So I'm not going to speak about it too much, but I
Spoiler
will let
alert.
Soss kind of do what he does before we get into it.
All right, so just as a precursor, since this is a new video and everything, first off, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching the last video, whoever watched the last video. Again, thank you for 200 subs. With all that being said, I'm ready to just jump right into this. So, running backs. I always have a love-hate relationship with running backs because I don't know, man. I always get burned by them. I always get burned really bad by them. So one running back that I am absolutely not drafting, especially based off of the previous few years and everything. It's a talented guy, I would say, but lately he feels a little bit mid. That is DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift. He didn't play all that great last year. I mean,
No.
he had an okay year. I mean, obviously, I don't know
Yep.
his stats immediately, but I do remember kind of keeping up with him throughout the
I was
year,
let down.
and I wasn't overly impressed. The only person that really produced on that Bears offense, I feel like, was DJ Moore.
Yeah,
Consistent.
yeah. Every once in a while, Keenan Allen did pretty decent.
Man, I drafted Keenan Allen, and then I think I dropped him after like week 4 or 5. I can't remember. And then I think he had like two, maybe three good games, and other than that, he didn't do anything crazy. But he was a big letdown.
Very much
And,
so.
and then yeah, but yeah, DeAndre Swift. I don't know, man. They have a lot of mouths to feed over in the Bears. So who they
The
got?
Bears.
They got that new receiver they just drafted from Missouri. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's called his name is
Luther Burden.
Luther the third.
Mm-hmm.
They got Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Loveland, the tight end they just drafted,
Mm-hmm.
and they might have another weapon here and there, but I just feel like Caleb Williams doesn't even know where he wants to go with the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are a lot of mouths to feed on that offense, and the way that they look like they are being set up is for primarily pass. And so it's gonna be tough. But I mean, he still has pretty decent hands. He really made his mark whenever he was over in Philly. But I honestly I think that might have been his one outlier year because he, like you said, he was not very. I had high hopes for him last year. I think we even talked about that last year. I think we talked
Yeah,
about how stacked that offense was going to be, and they started off decent, and then I think they ended up with a losing record, and he didn't do
I don't
much of
remember.
anything.
Yeah,
So, but that's my first one.
I
Who,
think
who's your first one?
I only have one for now. I might
Oh,
think of another one, but
okay,
the one I have here, he is ranked number 21 on ESPN's PPR cheat sheet, Mr. Quinshon Judkins. I don't trust
interesting.
anybody on the Browns offense for obvious reasons. They have had a pretty decent defense for like the past few years,
Oh yeah.
but their offense just can't click, man. They got Jerry Judy. The quarterback situation is rocky. Deshaun Watson didn't do anything crazy after his pretty damn good start to his career in
Mm-hmm.
Houston. We don't really know who's going to be QB1 over in the Browns. I've been seeing Shadur Sanders hasn't even been taking reps with the first team. I think he's
No.
like QB4 currently or something.
Yeah, he's
I
taking
did
he's taking
see I,
reps with the third and fourth stringers.
I did see Pickens got injured during training camp like yesterday or a couple days ago. Can't
Doesn't
remember.
surprise me.
But yeah, Quinshon Judkins, I think he also got in trouble with the law. And surprisingly, right place with the Browns. But I don't know if he's going to be suspended for an extended amount of time.
Right.
But I just don't trust anybody on the offensive side for the Browns.
Yeah, I don't blame you 100%. I and what's funny is that last year I actually had two people on the Browns. I had Jerome Ford for a while, and then who's the other wide receiver? Not Jerry Judy. Cedric Tillman.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah,
I actually drafted Nick Chubb too, and that's where I done goofed too, because I hoarded him for a while. I
yeah, you
think he was
did.
on IR, and yeah, he didn't do anything. But yeah, lesson learned. Don't
Yeah.
draft anybody on the Browns.
Wait, I think that Nick Chubb is actually going to be RB1 right now.
Perhaps, but even then,
Perhaps.
I wouldn't feel comfortable drafting him either, coming
Absolutely
off the
not.
injury.
Absolutely not. Yeah, man, it is it's tough for me because I have a few friends that are Browns fans and I honestly kind of feel for them, but man, they have put themselves in such a weird predicament. I don't like that offense at all. There's nothing I like about that offense except for Jerry
Yeah,
Judy. That's about it. But
I don't even know, man, because the quarterback situation, it's up in the air.
it's so
Like,
bad. It's so bad.
uh, yeah, I don't know. Anybody on the Browns, I would dare freaking draft them.
So my second one, it's actually going to be an interesting one. He is currently ranked 29 on the cheat sheet.
Okay.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Ha! I was actually gonna highlight him.
I man. So with his injury history, and then with the fact that he didn't he didn't produce like I wanted him to. He had a few good games, but he just didn't produce. And I think that this year is going to be that year that they kind of start going away from him. And I don't blame them. I wish that he was doing a little bit better, but he's kind of like how David Johnson was. Like he really flashed on the scene, and he did really, really, really good. And then, but I think that now most of his prestige is based off of the offense that he's playing in. But even that offense, Kansas City is just not. It's not that dynamic anymore. You know.
Don't remind me about David Johnson. I think I drafted him in one league one year. The year after he popped off, I
Hmm.
think I drafted him first overall, and I think he did dog shit that year. So
Yeah.
we don't talk about Johnson, but I love the take. Especially the way that Kareem Hunt played last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they went kind of like what the Detroit Lions are doing with Montgomery and Gibbs, kind
Yep.
of like split
Even
the
timeshare.
backfield. Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that moving forward, and then I guess whoever has a hotter hand maybe start going towards them. But there's really no telling who's gonna have the hot hand. So yeah, I really like that take.
Yep. I think that outside of that, the only other person I'm not really the biggest fan of, well, actually I've got two more, but I wouldn't necessarily classify them as running backs that I would not draft. One of them would be Brees Hall because he was starting to lose touches at the end of the year. He started off really strong. That's the case for a lot of these running backs is that they start off really strong and then they start kind of tapering off a bit. But he started losing touches to it was who was it? Braylon Hall.
Braylon Allen,
Braylon Allen, Braylon Hall. I'm an idiot. I was
close enough.
thinking for whatever reason I was thinking about Brees Hall still, but yeah, he was losing touches, and if you're considered one of the top running backs, you can't be doing that. You know.
Yeah.
The only other one that I'm kind of iffy on is somebody who took me pretty far in one of my fantasy leagues last year. That'd be James Cook.
James Cook. You know what's that's kind of weird. Oh wait, James Cook. I was thinking about James Connor. No, James Cook. Why is that? Let's hear it.
So contract dispute. I don't even know if he signed yet, but I know that he was holding out because of his contract and everything. But so one thing that I think is really funny, I always love whenever players start to speak out and you can kind of see their personalities as opposed to just what we see on the field, right? So on the field, I'm like, man, this guy is a beast. He helped me out a lot last year because I had him and Josh Allen on the same team, and oh my gosh, they kind of popped off. But Dude's apparently a douchebag and kind of a piece of crap.
You want to talk about douchebag? I literally met Derrick Henry at the airport, and he refused to take a picture with me, and he denied being Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, talk about
Hey,
douchebag. Go talk about that guy.
he literally, but that's also a Hall of Fame running back apparently. So
Excuse me. I met a
yeah,
Hall of Fame running back. That's literally insane.
yeah, and he wouldn't take a picture with you because he's a douchebag. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers.
Ripper
but
Rooskies.
but yeah, no, I heard that he's I heard that he was out and about like in the public, and I guess James Cook had a fan that just like walked up to him and was like, "Yo, can I like?" It was either a picture or an autograph. I think it was a picture or something because he was just like, "Yeah, it was gonna be $20." He was like, "I don't have $20." He goes, "Then you ain't getting nothing." And
Are you serious?
I was like, "Dang, that's harsh." Now
Wow.
now that we've been getting into the card game a lot, I understand that kind of because um, they could always take that card, and if he does really well, they could flip it for a ridiculous amount. But if people are actually like legitimately wanting to just meet the guy and everything, and then he's just like, nah, give me $20. I don't have $20. Well, piss off.
Well,
Okay,
That New York taxes be hitting different.
they do. But yeah, so since he is kind of a douche canoe, then that's kind of a reason why. But he's also holding out, so I don't think he's gonna have as good of a year because typically when guys hold out and everything, they're not with the team and they don't develop that chemistry and things don't go as well as usual. I could be wrong though. So Jose, were there any other running backs that were piquing your interest on that you wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, he had that one good year. I think it was
Yeah.
2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. He had that one good year. Granted, last year I think he surpassed 1,000 yards rushing, but I don't know. There's just something in my gut telling me do not draft Jonathan Taylor. That I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't draft
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor. We'll come back to this video if we need to, either to prove me wrong, to prove me right. And then the next one I have here is Tyrone Tracy Jr. I know he played
That's
and
a great
started.
pick.
I think he started in like the last 5 games of the year last year for the Giants, and he did pretty good. He didn't do anything insane, but
You
he
had
was a
him in
PPR
fantasy, didn't you?
monster. Yeah, I picked him up. He was a PPR monster. Didn't rush for a whole lot, but he did have a few good receptions. I think he had like a touchdown or two. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
nothing crazy, but he was like emerging. But if you watch my solo episode that I did about a week ago, I'm super high on Cam Scadaboo. I think he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
vault into the RB1 conversation. Maybe not immediately, but I think over the course of the year. So if you draft Tyrone Tracy, then he's probably just gonna start losing touches to Scadaboo, and then they also still have Devin Singletary. So there's just a bunch of unknowns in that back room. So I wouldn't draft Tyrone Tracy. I would draft Scadaboo over Tracy, as a matter of fact.
That's an excellent take. I can agree wholeheartedly with that. And if history has told us anything, obviously the running back ceiling is usually limited by the time they hit about 30 or so. Derrick Henry not included, apparently. But uh, but the thing too is just that running back typically, whenever they come in, that like even their rookie seasons, within the first half of the season, they can usually make a pretty big impact. So I like that take a lot. I like it a lot. So
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. All right, Jose, do you have anything else for our lovely, lovely viewers?
Go get some merch. www.firstroundbuy.com. Make sure you go to the Bonfire site, not the Teespring site. We got a bunch of shirts, hoodies, baseball tees, tank tops in various colors. Go check it out. Rep the brand. Let us know. Comment down below. Share your Instagram. We want to see you rocking it. That's all I got. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night.
Absolutely. Make sure you drop a like, comment down below, subscribe, pick up some merch, support the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.